Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting episode. Let's get this party started. Okay, today I'm going to be playing Tecmo Pro Wrestling on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Tecmo Bowl's fantastic also, but this is Tecmo Pro Wrestling, which is a fantastic wrestling game, if not one of the best on the Nintendo Entertainment System. So I'm going to be playing that while I talk about the news. I want to give a thanks to each and every one of you for commenting, liking, subscribing to my channel. It helps me a lot, and I really enjoy each and every one of your comments because I have a passion for video games. I grew up with them since the beginning. Been playing now since 1979, so Generation 1, the first system I ever played, was my mom brought home a Magnavox Pong machine. And if you've never seen those, it's basically just a couple of paddles with a little dial. You can rotate left or right to rotate your paddle on the screen. And there's only one game built into the system, Pong. And back then I thought I was like a 6-7-year-old, and I thought it was the most boring thing I ever played. But my mom was enjoying it, and we hooked it up to the TV, and I think she was whooping me too. Either way, in Pong, but I was kind of bored about it. And then later on, of course, we got the Atari 2600, we got the Intellivision, so we got all that stuff. And then my passion for video games didn't start till the Nintendo Entertainment System. I think I was about 13 or 14 when I came out, and really got a passion for that because the games were finally not single screen but open. There was bigger worlds and things to explore. Really opened up my imagination for video games. Found it fantastic, the music, everything about it. So that's where my passion for video games really started, was the Nintendo Entertainment System. But I also had all the Sega systems pretty much. I had the Master System, I had the Genesis, alongside my Nintendo Entertainment System, Super Nintendo. The only Sega systems I didn't own was the Sega CD, which was pretty expensive at the time, and I don't know, I couldn't really get into it. I tried some of the games and rented it and played it quite a bit from Blockbuster. Couldn't get into it. And the Sega Saturn, by then I switched it up and went with a PlayStation 1. And so lucky enough my buddy had a Sega Saturn, so I'd play his here and there. But didn't own that. So I missed out on those two systems, and definitely when the Dreamcast came out, fell in love with that machine. Still my favorite console of all time. The Sega Dreamcast was fantastic, and I think I have about 120 games on it. So I have a passion for video games, played ever since the beginning, been playing since. And the reason why I'm talking about that is because Tatsumi Kimishima, president of Nintendo, recently had a talk with a Japanese newspaper, and one of the things that came up was the Nintendo NX. And he talked about the Nintendo NX as something very new. So when he said that, it got me thinking what he's talking about, because he's been saying for a while now that it's not a successor to the Wii U or the Nintendo 3DS, and it's something very new. So when he keeps saying that, it makes me wonder, something very new, if it's going to be, it sounds like everything from the delivery, and physically it's going to be something new, the way you play the games and interact with this Nintendo NX. So it got me thinking what they are trying to come up with at Nintendo, because you see all these rumors and things. So the only thing I can think of, and there's no rumors or anything about this that I know of, this is just my imagination, and of course most likely it won't even come true. Like 99% probably won't even come true. But my idea was, last night I was thinking, how could they deliver something new and play video games a new way? One thing I could think of is, because they're definitely not getting rid of the X, Y, B, and A buttons, because they've recently put that back into their new slogan. Now, if you haven't seen the new slogan is, "There's no play like it," and it shows just a little white corner of the controller with the B, A, Y, and X buttons. So For all those people who think Nintendo's getting rid of their controllers, they're crazy. They're the ones that invented those buttons and those cool look and everything, the colors and designating the buttons. So either way, there's no play like it, and the B, A, X, and Y are there. So the reason why I say that is because they're going back to a retro feel a little bit. So here's my idea. What if they took a controller, which we have seen some controllers out there, they're talking about controller. The controller you can put your games inside of, like a, basically just like the 3DS, you can put your games inside of it. And maybe it'll have like a little touch area in the middle of it, or something like a DS, little touch screen. But it won't have a screen, maybe, who knows, just like a little touch area. And have your normal controller, your B, A, X, and Y, just a standard controller. And you can put your cartridges in it. But basically that is your whole, what do you say, like your whole basically 3DS, that's the whole computing device. And it can do a lot of functions wherever they put into it. And what they do is they give you some cool sunglasses, put the sunglasses on, and flip a switch, and you'll instantly play the games on the screen on the inside of the sunglasses, sort of like Google Glass, something like that. Not bulky either, just looks like sunglasses. If they make it bulky, then it's not going to sell. So it'd have to be semi-decent style. Maybe it'd be cool if it functions as regular sunglasses, and then you could just flip a switch and then bam, you got a video game screen stuck to your eyes. So that's the only thing I can think of. That would be kind of cool. Streaming the technology, everything's done through the controller, then it streams to your eyes to the sunglasses, basically. Because it sounds like they are giving you a new way of everything to play it. So that's the only thing I can think of myself. If you guys have any other ideas, what you guys think, what the Nintendo NX delivery-wise, not rumors or anything, just your ideas. Maybe if your idea is based around rumors and it makes sense, then leave it in the comments below. It's the only thing I can think of, because the way he keeps saying it, it's something new to him, something very new to everybody. So it sounds like it's a new whole concept, a way of playing games, and maybe, who knows, delivery, software to you, things, who knows what it is, but it sounds like it's something very new. So anyways, in the comments below, leave what you guys think. That's the only thing I can think of, is having a controller. Controller is basically like your whole unit, and it streams wirelessly to these glasses that you wear on your face, like Boom Glass, and suddenly you got the game beamed to your eyes. So, and maybe it'll have 3D also built into the glasses. That would be pretty cool. So anyways, leave in the comments below what you guys think. Now, as you guys see in the top right corner, there's a watermark. It says Maiden Master, because I didn't renew my subscription yet. I think it's like $5 a month or something like that. I'm outside the country of the United States, so I can't do the yearly, or I would. For some reason, the way they have it set up in the app, I use it for Android, is you can buy a monthly subscription for $5, or you can buy a yearly for like $40. And anytime you select the $40, it just won't let you do it because I'm outside the country. So it's too bad, because I would definitely do the yearly because I use it all the time. So I have to go renew it again. But I left the watermark on today because, one, I was lazy to do it, but two, I wanted to talk about it because it's a fantastic app. It's for Android. I think it's also for iOS. And I use it to create these videos that you're seeing. So if you guys want to create cool videos, if you have any questions, you can leave it for me also. But I created with this KineMaster, and I do everything. It basically does the audio, does the video, does the editing. Well, not the video recording, but it does all the editing and all the audio. So it's very cool. So that's why I left it there. Now this week I'm going to also be playing some more classic games to put them online. I was amazed recently. I was playing, going back because I'm playing retro stuff too. Going back and playing the Game Boy, the original Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. And I'm really amazed by, especially the Game Boy with the little greenish screen, what Nintendo was accomplishing with such a, they were very in-depth games, just basically like Nintendo games, but on a non-colored greenish screen. It's just amazing what they pulled off. So I'm really amazed by playing some of these games, going back of what they did. And I'm going to be doing my best to capture the video, so hopefully it looks good. We'll find out. If it doesn't work out, then I'll try something else. But I'm hoping that the resolution and everything is good enough to capture some of the magic. And I very well may make some like game recommendations in those videos, and I'll post more than one game, give a couple of like 20 seconds per game, 30 seconds, then go on to the next of my recommendations of games to play on both those systems, because they were pretty fantastic. I've been playing handhelds forever, so I love handheld game systems especially. And another one I also will try to capture is the Neo Geo Pocket Color. That one's going to be much tougher because of the screen, so we'll see how it works out. We'll see if I can do different ways to capture the video on that, because the Neo Geo Pocket Color had some fantastic games on it also. So just letting you know what's coming up, because I'm sure everybody will want to see those things of recommendations. Now let's get back to the news here. Now there were some people joking around about this bit of news, that Nintendo is going back into the movie business within 5 years. Now for me personally, I think it's a fantastic idea. The reason why I say that is because back in the 80s, when Nintendo was really strong, we got movies, we got cartoons, we got a lot of stuff. And you can say, oh, they weren't fantastic, Super Mario movie and stuff. What was the other movie? The Wizard. I actually like The Wizard, but I know there's some people don't who like it. Fred Savage. I like that movie. Super Mario Brothers movie, it's not fantastic, but I actually like it nowadays. I didn't like it back then, but it's got that corny 80s, you gotta watch this if you grew up in that time period thing, so I like it now. But either way, the reason why I bring it up is I think it's a good idea. Here's the reason why I say it's a good idea, is because I hate to get into politics or anything like that, but Donald Trump, he gets a lot of publicity, good or bad, because he's there, he's out in the public, he says some crazy things, maybe terrible, but he gets his name out there, and it creates this buzz and gets his name out there everywhere. So Nintendo, back in the 80s, this is my thinking, they created these movies, they created these cartoons and things, and of course they weren't great. Not all of them. I mean, in the cartoons, I like Captain Nintendo, Captain N, the Game Master. I like the Legend of Zelda cartoon. Well, excuse me, Princess, which a lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. I actually wish they would have continued that series, and it didn't last long. Captain N did. I like all the Super Mario cartoons. So either way, what I'm getting at is they used their IPs a lot smarter back then, and the technology wasn't there back then to make fantastic movies because of the things they were trying to do. Nowadays we have a lot more better technology where they could achieve those goals. But either way, they had their name out there, good or bad, and it got Nintendo's name out there, and people knew the product a lot more, and it was everywhere, and it was a phenomenon. So I think if they went back to that, what they're going to do, go back to that plan, they will definitely get Nintendo's name out there, and a lot of new upcoming generations of kids and things will get to know Nintendo again. So I think it's a fantastic idea. And a long time ago, people thought Disney was crazy for going into the movie business, and because they were making some okay animations, but movie-wise, they were terrible for a while. And then they picked up Marvel, and people were worried. Picked up Star Wars, people were worried. But look at Disney now. I mean, they make fantastic stuff. So if Disney can do it, I'm sure Nintendo can do it. And it just would be interesting to see these characters and all these fantastic stories and things outside of video games, inside of cartoons and inside of movies. So I look forward to it myself. I'm hoping nothing but good things, because I want to see fantastic movies, and I would like to see fantastic cartoons again on TV. So either way, I really hope the future is bright for their movie business. Anyways, that is all I have for this episode. I want to thank each and every one of you for liking, commenting, subscribing on my page. It helps a lot. I really enjoy reading each and every one of your comments. It's awesome, so thank you. Like I said, I have a lot more fantastic retro games coming this week and some more news. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and as always, have a good one. Take care, everybody.